So let's talk solar covers. To me, in my part of the industry, in terms of what I do construction-wise with some of the crazy projects, it's always my nemesis of do we put one, do we not, how is it going to fit, can it fit with the environment and all of that. But if we look at the use of a solar cover, they're very effective at reducing your loss in chemicals, reducing your evaporation, which means you don't lose heat at night, but in the advantage during the day is you gain heat. And to be able to gain heat with the solar cover in a pool, it has to be sitting on the water. You're transferring the heat from the sun through the cover into the water. If you have the cover above the water and floating, not touching the water, what's going to happen is that heat is going to build up in the cover itself and destroy the cover, and you're not going to get the heat in the water. Now, if your pool is irregular shaped, a solar cover can be fit to that shape. Typically what you do is you take the longest dimensions, widest and longest dimension, buy a cover to that size, lay it on the pool with the extras draped up on the side, let it sit for a few days to work out the wrinkles, and then cut it. Now, one recommendation there, which is something we learned many years ago, do not use a razor blade, use scissors. We had a case where we had a brand new pool, and we had a new guy cutting in a solar cover, and he used a razor blade and cut the liner almost all the way around the pool. Wasn't even thinking about it. So scissors is just a much better option because you're far less likely to damage the pool itself. And are they worth it? Get that question a lot. Is a solar cover worth having? Absolutely. From a heat reduction loss issue, it eliminates a lot of that. Very little evaporation, very little chemical use, and also the heat gain when in the sun. So from that respect, yes. The challenge with the solar cover is when you're storing it, when it's not in the pool. A lot of people intend to do the right thing and then don't. And the right thing would be either put it on a roller. You have to get it out of the sun though. So even if you roll it up, you can't just leave it on the deck unless they typically come with a white sheet, a white piece of plastic. You have to wrap it so that now the sun is reflecting off and not burning into it. Because if you just pull it off and leave it in a pile by the pool, the sun is still beating on that cover and it's not transferring the heat. What's happening instead is you're cooking and boiling all those little bubbles. It's like bubble wrap, and each of those bubbles is expanding, and eventually they burst and it starts drying out, and it's a wasted cover. Won't last very long in the sun. Put it under the deck is best, or at bare minimum, cover it with the tarp that it comes with. If you do that and you take proper care, you can get 5, 6, 7, 8 years out of it. They come in different thicknesses, different colors. There's blue, but then there's also some silver-backed ones, some things to help add heat and retention, and they last a little longer. But the key is when it's not on the pool, it has to be out of the sun. If you leave it in the sun for any period of time, it's not going to last very long.